Hello, my very dear Virgos. This is your reading for the week of April 21st, or whenever you hear it and it resonates. So, Virgos, the first thing that I saw was a little cap. And at first I thought it was a Robin Hood cap, but it's not. It's a Peter Pan cap. And this goes along, I think, with the idea of the fact that very often, Virgos, in spite of the fact that you're very hard workers and you're not afraid of work, you can sometimes appear to people who are more oriented towards social convention. You can seem to them to be a little bit more perhaps frivolous or ungrounded. Doesn't mean you are. It just means that you can appear to be somewhat not flaky, definitely not flaky, but not your standard your standard roles often won't fit for a Virgo. Okay, they'll find their own, they'll make their own, and they may change them many times. But you also are a sign that can be very devoted. And when I say devoted, it doesn't have to be devoted in love to another person. It doesn't even have to be devoted to a spiritual cause, although both of those things definitely can very much relate to you. It might even just be devoted to, this is my project and this is what I want to do, and I'm going to create this business and I am going to devote myself to doing this. Doesn't matter what it takes, I will do it. So there is that quality of service in that regard as well, because whatever job or function you're doing is a form of service. So the other thing, and I think this is very relevant to you right now in where you're going, where you are growing in your life, is that while that has been, I believe, a part of, I would say, your character bio, is that because there is that Peter Pan quality to it, many of you have had difficulty having what I would determine as emotionally mature relationships. And when I say emotionally mature, that includes the ability to feel stable, secure, trusting, and committed in a relationship, in a romantic partnership kind of relationship, sometimes in business too. But I'm getting the feeling again with you that this is about more of the exploration and expansion of your ability to love in that way and be connected in that way, in more of a partner, romantic kind of a way. Now, the other song, and again, this is, I think, really relevant and made perfect sense when I started listening to it. As I started doing the cards with the hat in mind, it was, you're Virgo, you're so fine, you blow my mind. Hey, Virgo. Hey, Virgo. And then I went, oh my God, that's a song. Hey, Mickey, you're so fine, you blow my mind. Hey, Mickey. So there isn't a more current version of it, which is quite sexually explicit in not a deeply poetic way. But the early version, the 2017 version, I think, it's nuanced in its, sexual, but it's really basically one of the things that is one of the key lines in there is, oh, Mickey, you don't understand when you take me by the heart, when you take me by the hand. And I think that is something, Virgos, that you have missed. And that is, people can fall in love with you very easily. And they can be very, very drawn to you, but you don't always trust it. And because you don't always trust it, you don't fully open up and let it in, which creates that sense of both people seem to be waiting. Somebody can completely open their life and open themselves up to you and be there for you, but it's almost as though, even though you're letting them do it, and even though you're letting them in, it's not like you're keeping a score exactly, but there's that part of you that is almost waiting for it not to work. And by doing that, your actions and your energy can be the thing that break it. So, Virgo, you're so fine. just remember, when you take somebody by the hand, you take them by the heart. And that this, you're being asked, pay attention here. Pay attention to where you have perhaps not always been aware of the fact that people can actually be really, really open to you and really longing for more with you. And in your holding back way, you can be lovely and charming and present, but not really fully there because of that part of you that's holding back. So you're being told, like, have some compassion. Have compassion for yourself first, because for a lot of you, this doesn't feel like a choice. It really is a protection mechanism, and it's there for a reason, because all of our protection mechanisms are. But the point is now, do you want to move beyond that? And if you want to move beyond that, then it's time to start having compassion and empathy and understanding for the effect that you might be having on people. And that not just on other people, but the effect that you're having on yourself. You don't always really see what your responsibility is in relationships when they go askew. And the thing is, too, it's like, as I'm saying this to you, I'm getting this feeling in my throat and in my heart, and it's like, I feel almost like I'm choking on my own resistance, on my own regret, and that you're the only one who can do something about that. Now, we all know that there are times and places when it's reasonable to be vulnerable and to open up, and other times when it's not. And the thing is, it's time for you to start looking at, if you're wanting to have more of that romantic partnership love in your life, and if you'd like to be able to start exploring that and perhaps developing a committed relationship, it's really, really important for you to be able to look at what your behaviors are around it that are getting in the way, and really choose to look at what would be a different way of doing it that could be helpful. Stop and check in whenever you're in what feels like a potentially good and seemingly genuinely loving or affectionate situation. Check in with yourself. What are you getting in your own way, and why? Every time you have the chance to feel good and positive about something, what's that sneaky thought that comes in? Why are you letting it there? And why? What is it, and why are you letting it in? Okay? Because it can be because it's reasonable, because you're seeing through an illusion of something, but it can also be the illusion that you're seeing is that it's not okay and it's not safe, right? So, grace. Lean into grace. Grace is that wonderful, wonderful energy that is just, it's a divine blessing that is given to everybody. You just have to open to it. So when you start finding yourself feeling stressed, feeling worried, questioning whether or not it's okay, whether or not you can, whether or not this person is trustworthy, whether or not it's safe for you to open up, if you need to be on high alert all the time, lean into grace. Because that's not going to create a false sense of security. What it's going to do is it's going to help bring you back to neutral and into that loving place in yourself. And it's from that place that you can really start working with your intuition, okay? Really start trusting that feeling. Okay, now let's get one more here for you. Do you want the problem or do you want the solution? Okay, so that to me is just beautiful. I'm going to just read the card to you because I think it's perfect and it wraps it up, and it goes along with stop and allow. Notice every time today that you interrupt yourself feeling good, and what do you do instead? So the problem or solution. Today, whenever you find yourself complaining about something or someone, stop and ask yourself, and this is including yourself, do I want the problem or do I want the solution? Answer honestly. You may be surprised at what your response is. Remember not to judge or blame yourself. Honestly acknowledge what you feel and then notice what happens. Okay? So it's like it's asking you when it starts feeling hopeless or frustrated, it's like, okay, well, that's the problem. But what do I want it to be instead? What am I doing? How am I getting in the way and why? And then lean into grace and compassion and kindness, because those are three very high frequencies, and that will really help you move intuition and out of struggle. Okay? That's it, Virgo. Take care.